Matt, this is a Space Marines 2 waiting room because that comes out in like 1 or 2 weeks. I just looked it up like 2 minutes ago. It comes out September 9th. So that's next. No, that's in a week and that's 2 Mondays from now. September 9th. Cool. Anyway, this article is talking about its roadmap. I just want to look over it and see what they're promising because all the other trailers and stuff I've seen so far look freaking phenomenal. So Space Marines 2 is shaping up, blah blah blah. Where's the actual roadmap? Okay, cool. Open image in new tab. Boom. Let's zoom in on that. So what is this? Okay, season. Oh god, there's gonna be a season pass. So year 1, 24, 25. So they already got 4 seasons planned. I love when game companies do this. Like before, oh shit, my cords are tangled up. But before the game even releases, when it comes to games that are like mainly online, they release a roadmap of things that are gonna happen and things that we're gonna be able to look forward to and expect as the game comes out and as the game ages and throughout its lifespan and whatnot. I love that. I don't know why it's not launching with ultra wide support, but it's one of the first things on their agenda. I respect it. It's not gonna launch with private PvE lobbies. What the fuck? One of the main things that I want to do in this game, like when I buy it, is play with my friends. And maybe me and my friends want to play the PvE because we don't want to go and play against other people yet. So what the fuck you mean no private PvE lobbies off the rip? That's kind of weird to me. Battle Barrage Sparring Arena. I don't know what the fuck that is. So season 2, and this is all the free stuff. I'm gonna read the paid stuff in a second, and I'm gonna actually let me look it up now. How much is? Oh wait, no. Space MAR 2. We're gonna see how much this season pass costs because I might have to get that. Either that or I'm gonna play the game and I'm gonna see how much I want it. Choose edition. Bundle is not available. Okay. So I guess you gotta buy the like upgraded version to get it. What could be no season pass. Experience 2. So you have a premium paid pass that I can't find the price for. It doesn't matter what month, and then somewhere in the 90s. It doesn't matter. Confirm. Okay, so you got collector's editions and all this shit, but how much is the premium version? The fuck? That's a scary business tactic. How the fuck you got a premium paid battle pass and I mean season pass and you don't got no fucking prices for it? Like, is a price on here? No, the price is not on here. What the fuck? That's kind of scary. You got a whole ass premium season pass that I can't buy separately from the game, or I hope there's at least an option to upgrade my own game version if I want to. But in season 2, they're gonna add more PvE missions. For some reason, they're gonna add a new difficulty, which I think should be in the game from the start, and they're promising a new weapon. These seem like kind of weak free updates so far. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's in season 3? New PvE missions. Okay, so they're gonna be adding new missions, so that means they're gonna like continuously give support and new content for this game all the time. I like to see that. New PvP game mode. I like to see that. So you're gonna have 3 seasons of basically the same thing. Then when they get to season 3, they're gonna throw some new stuff in there. For example, they saying the new enemies, some new ranks in case like people hit max level. Battle Barge expansion. I don't know what that is. We'll see what that is or hear more about that soon. Actually, wait. I'm bugging. Let me look it up. There may already be a trailer for it. Battle Barge, 40K. Nope. Because 40K lore, I heard, is crazy. I've never looked into it because I never cared, but still. What exactly is Battle Barge? No. Space Marines 2. Post on. There we go. Includes new maps on Hormone. Okay, this is the same fucking thing. This is just a picture. Useless ass article. Anyway, we'll see what the I'll keep an eye out to see what the fuck the Battle Barge expansion is and what it does and what it's for, because I don't know what the fuck that means. Horde mode? You telling me I gotta buy the game now and then wait till next year to get Horde mode? One of the main things you've been advertising? I feels kind of weird to me. I don't know how I feel about that. What the fuck you mean? One of the main draws of the game, I gotta wait till next year to be able to play. Like what the fuck? But another new enemy and another new weapon. That can't be a bad thing. Cosmetic pack. Okay, that's kind of cool. Charging for cosmetics, just cosmetics. I love to see that. Champion pack, cosmetic pack. Oh. If champions are like characters with unique abilities, that could be kind of scary because that could make this game a little bit pay to win. I'm not gonna lie, looking at this roadmap so far, I'm actually getting scared for this fucking game and what is going to have day one. I will be buying that game physically, and if it is some bullshit, I will be returning it. Cosmetic champion pack, cosmetic pack, weapon skin pack. One chapter will receive champion pack. What the fuck you mean one chapter? So just because, you know what, I'm gonna have to see if I could like find a trailer about this or something and like my spare time. And actually no, because that takes remembering to do it. War. Let me see if I can find a video about this. Into then let's go over to YouTube. No, not just regular ass YouTube. Thank you. Before the song cuts on. Oh wait, no, that's a different channel. New DLC, Space Marine 2 Champion Pack and Season Pass. All right, 9 minutes. Please tell me there's a shorter video. Holy shit, son. Not pre-ordering. Here's why. Is there anything from like the official Warhammer? Okay, Gaming Bolt. That's a verified source. I'm putting it on 1.5 though. We're gonna go ahead and speed this video up.
The original Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, developed by Relic Entertainment and released in 2011, was the textbook example of a cult classic. And after nearly a decade and a half of demands of it, it's been shown Warhammer 40K.
I already know what the fucking game is, or I don't care.
It's going to be a meaty experience. As per the developer, the campaign, which will see players stepping into...
Wait, this is 15 things to know before you buy. What the fuck? The early review says it all. Ooh, what did the early review say?
Play an extended version of Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 and offered up a
shit looks hard. Oh my god.
Hours surviving the hordes of enemies. And we're diving into every aspect of the game with no story spoilers, the good and the bad. Now the game is looking absolutely fantastic, and I gotta say, there are some very noteworthy concerns we have to get into, like why was the beta completely cancelled? Could this game have a rough start out the gates? Will it be the ultimate replacement for the nerfed Helldivers 2? And what about the...
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Ooh, this could take Helldivers 2 spot as like a multiplayer friend group game. Ooh, he's right. Yes. Because Sony with Helldivers 2, essentially, to keep it short, they had Game of the Year in their hand and they just cocked their arm back and they LeBron James jumped 20 feet into the air, did a triple quadruple spin move, Shaq broke the backboard and slam dunked that fucking Game of the Year nomination into the trash. I won't say nomination, but if they didn't do what they did, which was pretty bad, they basically made it so that you have to have a PSN account to sign in. And the short version of that is there's a lot of places in the world that don't have PSN. So basically, imagine you buy a game and then Sony goes, oh, you don't live in America? You don't live in Japan? You don't live in Britain? You don't live in Australia? Fuck you. I don't care that you paid $40 for this game. Now you can't play it, bitch. Imagine a company did that to you. So rightfully so, they were mad and basically they revolted, and a lot of people just stopped playing the game behind that. Like they had Game of the Year and they just did something so foul to their player base that made them slam dunk their shoe-in for Game of the Year straight in the trash can.
The game's performance, and yes, if you're concerned about microtransactions, well, the devs have some words for you about that one. And also, I'm doing something very special for my YouTube subscribers, so check this out. So to celebrate the launch of Space Marine 2, I'm giving away one copy to one lucky subscriber. Check out the pinned comment for a chance to win a copy of Space Marine 2. But we gotta start out with one of the coolest features of Space Marine 2 that is kind of flying under the radar at the moment.
Okay.
Now this is where you'll access all of your operations, missions,
alright,
planning, customize your character, upgrade your weapons, and roam around with your friends before heading out. Now this is giving...
I need to hear more about the upgrading your weapons part. Like, what exactly do you mean by upgrading your weapons? Like, when I say that, I mean like in the like PvE, will that matter, or will like everybody have a certain base set of stats? Like, let's say the max level for a gun is 100 and your gun is level 40, and now you got to go up against the level 90. that won't be so fun. So will it be in a type way of where if your gun is not up to level or up to par, it doesn't matter, because in PvP they just scale it, so everybody has a level 100 gun with max stats and they could just pick whatever attachments they want and stuff like that. Like, I'm more curious about how that's gonna work PvP wise, because in Injustice, when they added that damn gear system, the gear system was cool from a gameplay perspective, but competitively, that shit wasn't fun. They had to make a whole separate mode that essentially disabled the gear system just to make sure that the game would be able to be played properly competitively. So I wonder if it's gonna be one of those type changes, because like, I didn't like the gear system and Injustice, and that's a whole nother thing, but still, I wonder how the upgrading thing is gonna work and how it's gonna affect PvP and also PvE, because like, Imagine you and your friend are trying to play PvE. You're trying to slay these hordes, and a bunch of level 20 hordes are coming at you that you need a level 40 and better weapon for. And your homeboy, they just hopped on the game, played for like 2 days, so they only got like a level 5 gun going against level 20 enemies that need level 40 weapon to be fought against. You see how that could get tricky. So I wonder if in situations like that, if it'll scale properly and make it so that people in your party have the necessary qualifications and whatnot.
Major Helldivers 2, Warhammer, Dark Tide vibes, and I am totally here for it. There's even training grounds to test out your weapons and loadout before heading to the field, and it's just another video.
Okay, we can applaud that. I love to see things like that, training modes in games, but will it be good though? Because like, in terms of FPSs, I'm not too familiar with training modes, but one of the best ones I personally have experienced is for the finals, but the finals is a more intricate game than just being an FPS, so I could be a little bit off on that, and I'm not an FPS guy, I'm an FGC guy.
For the eyes, and will be your hub for all things single player and multiplayer. But we also have to talk about
the
most important part of the game, the core of the game, and how it holds up throughout all of these experiences, and that is the combat and progression system.
Yeah, that's what I want to know about.
So far from those that have played it.
One thing I really want to know about, especially for like the PvP, is how good is the hand-to-hand combat and how balanced is it against guns? Because like, one thing I always notice in games of this nature where you're able to basically put down the guns and pick up the hands, or put down the guns and bring a knife to a gunfight, is usually those fucking melee weapons suck. Call of Duty is a great example. Like, using the boxing gloves in Black Ops 3 was genuinely one of the most frustrating experiences I ever experienced in any Call of Duty, let alone any first-person shooter type of game at all. So I wonder how viable are those weapons going to be in the PvP and in the PvE. Like, one example I could use using the finals again is they have an ability where if you play medium and you use the double katanas, you can use the sword to deflect bullets back to your like enemy and hit them. So what countermeasures are they going to have for you being able to be outzoned? Like, will you get a speed boost, a significant speed boost when you put the gun down, or when you de-equip the gun and pick up the sword? Like, that's something I really want to know about.
But there are some caveats here that we do need to dive into. Now, you're enemies with full arsenal of weapons, both ranged and melee, constantly managing your shield, and most notably, your health. More on that in a moment. That's super important.
Oh yeah, I heard there's no auto regenerate.
Taking down larger.
Wait, is there captions? Even if they're auto?
And you gotta worry about other flow the horde. But at the same time, you
oh my fucking god! Oh, I hate flying enemies. I don't give a fuck what game it is. Well, one of the ones like in recent memory that pissed me off the most is what Call of Duty Zombies was it, where like it was you could turn into an alien and stuff like that, and like you could go around the map with the like alien tentacles, and it was like it was 4 protagonists and all of them were sinners, and it was like the 1920s or some shit like that. Like that map where it had the flying bug enemies, oh my god, that was the most frustrating thing in Zombies that I can remember in recent memory. I just hate flying enemies in FPS games at all times. Like, even when I play through a Kenna, I just hate flying enemies, period.
Learning to dodge is extremely important, and once in a blue moon, you'll run into a larger boss that will take you on and test all of your tactics. Now, we gotta dive into the armor.
That's fair.
System. It's a little bit different here. So here's how it works. Once your armor hits 0, expect to take hits to your health, which, by the way, unlike your armor, does not regenerate when outside of combat. This is going to be extremely important to remember. Now, you can...
Okay, so basically what I'm getting is your shields regenerate, but not your health. You have to find health packs, but you have shields. That's a pretty good system. Now, I feel like that system can be both punishing and rewarding in a good way. It's a system that basically rewards skill. I can fuck with it.
regain armor by performing stylish execution moves to near-death enemies.
Okay.
Is another option on the build as well. But
wait, it doesn't regenerate?
Execution moves to near-death enemies. Extremely important to remember. Now you can regain armor by performing stylish execution moves to near-death enemies. Parrying and counter shooting is another option on the build as well. But after you get your health back, well, you got to use a consumable to get that health back.
So a flask.
Utilizing your jetpack in combat and have a wide variety of weapon options at weapon stage.
Oh, that hammer look nasty. Oh wait, he's gonna zoom in.
Melee weapons. Every weapon has its own.
Damn, I want to see that hammer move again. Let me put it in normal. Let me see how the game feels a little bit. I'm gonna put it in normal for a second. See how the game like feels at regular speed.
Execution moves.
Cause this game looks like the perfect speed to me. I don't look too fast. I don't look too slow.
Well, but how do you get your health?
Please show me that hammer move.
Use a consumable to get that health back into shape. Now you'll also be utilizing your jetpack in combat and have a wide variety of weapon options at weapon stage.
That hammer looks so freaking fun to use.
Assault rifles and melee weapons. Every weapon has its own progression system, and you can level your favorite weapon by simply using it, upgrading your weapons to the ultimate tier.
Okay.
But there are some concerns noted by several early players that the jump pack can be somewhat clunky to handle, and parrying and executions at times just doesn't feel right. Sometimes the animations aren't jiving well with the enemy. Now, hopefully this isn't too...
So the animations are a little bit janky.
Actual combat.
I'm not gonna lie, janky animations for a game like this where there's gonna be 1,000 things on screen all the time, that's not really a good sign, because like with a game like this where you have so much information being thrown at you I keep stepping out of frame. A game like this where you have so much information being thrown at you at once, like look how many hordes are on screen. Some of those are dead, some of those are alive, even though this video a little bit ashy, like some of these hordes are 1080 60s man. Like look how much stuff is moving on screen at once, and how many like dead bodies are just around. Those animations gotta get cleaned up. That should be one of your focus. Cause like with this game, with the amount of hype around this game, I pray to God this game is a 10 out of 10. Cause it looks like a potential 10 out of 10. But every game has flaws. But I hope the flaws for this game aren't too heavy. Cause oh my God, this game looks beautiful.
Since it's such a big feature of actual combat, but I mean you do have to encase the system quite often to recharge your armor. So yeah, hopefully it's working as intended at launch. Again, this was earlier builds before.
Okay, the game is broken
with this, but it is something that I have to know.
The game we released in like 2 weeks, so this probably already went gold.
The campaign is expected to be around 10 to 12 hours long, though that time might vary. But this looks to be a full-blown.
Y'all know what I always say. Not all of these games gotta be let's clap it up again, bro. Laughter of joy. Not all of these games have to be a million, trillion, billion, quintillion hours. Give me a solid 10 hours over a flimsy 100 any day of the week.
And the world building here is just impressive. Remember that
it's 40K, so
in 3-player co-op, and yes, the game has a wide variety of PvE and PvP multiplayer modes, but there might be some concerning things happening around that. So I say we dive into that right now. So we need to talk about
God.
Yes, the planned multiplayer beta for Space Marine 2 was ultimately canceled. Now this could be certainly viewed as a good thing, as it gives more time for the dev team to work, focus up. But at the same time, we know betas can really help stabilize a game. Yeah,
I was about to say the thing that scares me about hearing that their beta got canceled is it's like oof. So that means that this game that, by the way, even if you played this early, how old is this video? 3 days ago? So let's assume you played it a week ago. So for a game that's already probably went gold and that's supposed to be coming out in 3 weeks, you're scared to do a beta for? Like, why didn't you do the beta way before that? And even if y'all did the beta way before that, it's like, damn. Y'all scared to do a beta because y'all scared to fuck up people's PCs and y'all scared the game is barely in a playable state. Like this news right here makes me want to wait till the second day of release to go and get Space Marines.
Launch. What's a bit more concerning is that several early players of the game said they were given access to co-op features and it just didn't work properly. For a game constantly advertising multiplayer, yeah, this is a bit concerning. Then again,
very.
We have seen games that launch in a pretty rough state to then fine-tune the servers, and usually after a week or so, things do mellow out.
Nah, nigga, I don't want to hear that. Cause like, yo, I find it crazy that in gaming is the only hobby I know where you could get something broken and people will just say, well, just give them some time to fix it. Like, nigga, if you went to go buy an iPhone that couldn't make calls, you would return it, right? And I'm talking about you paid for the service to activate it and everything. But for whatever reason, you now have an iPhone that can't make calls. What would you do? You going back to the store like, yo, either give me another iPhone or give me my money back. Gaming is the only hobby I know where you can receive something broken and people will say, but just give them a year to fix it. Like, no, bitch, I'm not finna give you a year to fix it. Drop it when it's done. If you need a year to fix it, that means you had another year before it was ready for release. This shit was a year away from release. If it takes you a year to fix it, get the fuck out of my face.
Stabilize.
And I know not all of that is the game developers' fault. Some of that is the old ass big wigs on the boards of these studios, but still, what I'm saying applies.
Potential server issues at launch without problem. Now, what is reassuring is the dev team behind the game. Besides, these are the guys that did make World War Z, and that game, for me at least, did end up being a fun time, and I personally had minimal issues.
End up? I don't give a fuck what the game ends up as. If I'm buying the game day one, how's the game day one? The fuck?
Random matchmaking with that one. So at least there's that sliver of hope right there, and they're promising crossplay will be at the launch of the game. So I think crossplay is so
that's W.
Multiplayer community, so that is excellent.
That's a W.
Multiplayer is where a lot of the replay value is going to come into play here. It needs to work right. Let's
true.
talk a little bit about PvE mode first, and then we will venture into PvP multiplayer.
Yeah, but if you're saying people is having problems already connecting to the online and the game isn't out, that doesn't inspire confidence. But let's listen to what more bro gotta say.
Mode with up to a total of 3 people, and you can't find anyone to play with.
Oh, just so that I don't have to edit in dude's credit later on. There you go. There's a channel, Open World Games.
AI companions. However, it was said, don't expect your companions, or at least AI companions, to be the brightest. I'm sure some of you will be bummed that we don't.
That's every game.
Experience, but the dev team did settle on 3
like,
reasons.
subscribe.
The cool thing is that you'll be able to choose from 6 different unique classes specializing in everything from CQC combat, long-range sniping.
The fuck is CQC?
Every class gets a full-blown perk tree with unique skills for your shield, improving melee moves for your rounds.
Oh my god! So in a fucking multiplayer game, I gotta upgrade my skill tree.
Increasing the effectiveness of your shot AoE abilities, you'll find a skill for carries that are missing out on enemies, and my favorite, become unstoppable if you have any armor at all, which is considered a very high skill for having in infantry. There's also this really cool grappling hook mechanic that can be leveled up.
Ooh. Hey, look, as they say, any game with a grappling hook is automatically a fun game.
So that's pretty unique. I mean, hell, there's even a class that can go full-blown cloak here, and enemies marked by a
I don't care about that.
100%.
How do you balance that in multiplayer?
Damage, so that's pretty cool. There's even buffs for your entire team to deal more damage, so there's a lot of options here with all of the classes. Now, each class will also come with what's called trials. You'll be given 3 challenges that will reward you with upgraded resources and currency. Now,
what you mean?
Also has our own weapons, abilities, and purposes on the build, and you can fully customize your character list. Let me tell you what, the customization in this game is super impressive. You'll be rewarded in-game with new customization options, but if you're worried about microtransactions, fear not. The dev team did confirm this game will not have microtransactions at all, so you can have a side release there, so that is excellent news. But back to the classes here.
But then what the fuck is the whole premium season pass thing? I need a better explanation to that though. If there's gonna be no microtransactions, which thank God, because like the amount of developers that think they're 2K and that they could get away with $70 games with microtransactions is absolutely fucking insane.
Compared to the rest. So I'm thinking we might see some post-launch balance updates to bring some of the lackluster classes and stuff. Though it was also said that some of the classes feel a little bit too squishy, and then the heavy class completely lacks the use of melee. So I'm really curious to see how they actually play.
What the fuck? What do you mean the heavy class lacks the use of melee? That would be the #1 class I would think should use melee. Like, what do you mean I'm a big ass tank that has to sit 20 feet away and snipe? Like, what? If I pick a tanky character, I want to be on a battlefield tanking hits, just going bow, bow. Like I want to be Reinhardt. Like, what the fuck?
On experience for myself, but what we'll see is if this is all over exaggerated or if there is something here the dev team does in fact need to work on. Besides, a lot of this stuff can be subjective, but the reason why I bring up class balance and why this is so very important is that you can't have duplicate classes when playing cooperative mode.
I'm not gonna lie, right now, get rid of that shit. Get rid of that shit. Nope. What the fuck? Why is there a roll lock? No, get rid of that shit. What if 2 people want to play healers? No, get rid of that. Please, get rid of that as soon as possible, bro. We're booing that one.
So here's the hope. Someone isn't always left with this. I think that's the problem. Now, operations play very similar.
Yeah, because, like, Imagine I only play one class and I do all this work to upgrade my skill trees and stuff like that, and I don't play no other class and I get locked out of that class. Now I gotta jeopardize team chemistry by picking a character with no upgrades that I don't know how to use with all fucked up types of settings because I haven't played this character and set up their settings to be like accustomed to what I'm used to or how I like to play. Nah, take that shit out the game, G. Like for PvP, that's a bit different, but for PvE, I hope he's just talking about PvP. But for PvE, like, nah, bro, take that shit off. What the fuck you mean we got a roll lock and co-op? Nah, gang, take that shit off.
But you may have experienced World War C as you go through linear levels, and there are branching paths that will take you to valuable pickups and ammo crates and grenades. With the armor boost and Guardian Relic,
Let's see what World War Z is.
appears to be one of the most important pickups you and your buddies will be going after. You'll also be taking on objectives and mini bosses as you go. But it's the floating skulls that you'll absolutely have to get because they are called armory data, which can be used to upgrade one of your favorite weapons. So this is a must-have item you've got to find. So operations will require you to detonate a large bomb, while others require you to be more offensive and aggressive. But like World War Z, expect to be told.
Hey, like World War Z video. Let me look at some. Let me see if I can find some footage real quick.
Overwhelmed by swarms of enemies. There's a set number of revives depending on.
Okay, cool. This is some World War Z gameplay.
Not like this.
Okay, I'm genuinely scared.
Hi guys, hope you're all doing.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh no. We're going loud.
Yeah, I think we have to.
I want to see some of the more chaotic stuff.
Yeah.
Shut him up.
Okay. There's a lot of shit on screen. Okay, so this means that the fact that we're looking at gameplay of this game means that the game will probably be optimized because they're used to making environments with a lot of things on screen and a lot of moving pieces. And they said that they've already had experience like making sure that the game works already. So that's actually a positive. You know, we don't need to watch the rest of this. Leave a like, you know, leave a like, be kind. But yeah, okay, so they have experience doing this, so it's gonna be optimized, but they're used to making this experience, but still, she sound a little bit less fun.
Difficult to play, which by the way, there's 4 difficulty settings here. Mission rewards like experience, currency, armory, data rarity will get better and better as you go up the difficulty tier. And it seems that planning and tactics with your team will matter on higher difficulties, of course, and the mini bosses. About that. Are no joke and will attempt to stop your progress, but there's also much larger bosses as well, and they do not appear in every single operation instance, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
Cooperative operations at launch. It's a bummer there aren't more, to be honest. I really wish there was, but knowing this dev team, I do expect post-launch.
I mean, if it's gonna be 6 to 12 hours, I'm fine with that.
PvP, yes, we're getting PvP unlike Helldivers.
Okay.
PvE. Space Marine 2 dares to venture into PvP, which has me both excited and a little bit worried. Not gonna lie.
Oh, so for melee, you have a shield. Hey, welcome, my boy Stanny. It's steady right now, buddy. Nah, I'm looking at Space Marines 2, Game of the Year 2020, Game of the Year 2024, not shit Kong.
They kind of think of PvP as kind of like a Gears of War with jetpacks and shields and classes, which sounds pretty damn badass.
Yeah, that sounds fucking amazing.
But unlike Operations Mode, PvP will limit a team to 2 duplicate classes instead of 1. So at least.
Woo! Yes! Yes, okay. That's fine. That's fine. 2 duplicate classes and it's only like 4 people on a team. That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that. And actually, now that I think about it, if you want to see me get started, I just posted a video of me doing exactly that. Matter of fact, did that video get more than half a view? Let me see.
There's that, I guess, but it's not going to be possible to have an entire team of snipers.
It did. It got 7.5 views.
However, my big concern with PvP is the post-launch support. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe PvP is not going to be this game's bread and butter, and it would be disheartening if the dev...
I mean, honestly, the way that they're marketing this game and the way that this game is shaping up, like from the previews of this video and stuff like that, I don't think PvP is their focus either, but I don't really necessarily think that's a bad thing, because if Helldivers showed us anything, it showed us that Sony is some greedy bitches. But the other thing that it also showed us as relevant to this conversation specifically is that Sony is some greedy bitches. But the point you're actually expecting me to talk about is Helldivers showed that PvE games can work. PvE focused games with no PvE, with no PvP can definitely work. And low-key, you can make Helldivers a PvP if y'all just land on a planet and start shooting at each other.
Team and dev time was spent on post-launch support for mode that most players end up ignoring in the long term. I'm thinking that maybe the operations mode might have longer legs, but only time will tell. Maybe PvP could have some form of cult following. It could be possible, but again, it would be a bummer if the dev time was spent 50% on Belt being, something that players really wanted, and then the other 50% on just this extra PvP mode that no one really wanted. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, what about performance? One thing that a lot of early players said is that performance was, well, excellent for this game, at least on the PC side of things. Now, most of the early access players to this build said that they were shocked that finally a game in 2024 was this amazing on PC. There's no word about the...
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not really surprised about it or like happy or mad about it. Like I said earlier, the way that the other game was looking, that we saw the World War Z joint, it looks like they have experience optimizing games and stuff like that and making sure that games work with a lot of particle effects and enemies on screen. So W to them.
This game should be a real treat for the eyes, and I do have like a lot of hope.
And this game looks beautiful.
This dev team's pedigree and their history with console games. Now, let's talk a little bit about DLC and post-launch support here. There is planned DLC, but the dev team did confirm the Season Pass will be offering up cosmetic rewards only, and any paid DLC will also be cosmetic only, and the plan is this. Any new missions and to all players. This is a pretty damn big deal.
Okay, so that Season Pass I saw with the premium and the regular joint, so the premium pass is just purely cosmetics. I feel like this is going to be a dark horse game for this year, and it's solely because, like, the people who are making this game, they are making a game for gamers. And by that I mean, like, a lot of the stuff other games don't take into consideration, and other games like just pretend like they could get away with. They're making this game like, we're not gonna insult your intelligence by selling you a game just to sell you the rest of the game. Nobody likes that. At the end of the day, when you sell people a game that they then have to buy the rest of, that's not fucking fun. And it looks like, even though they're a business and they're trying to make money, they're making a game that is good first, making a game that is good first, able to make money second. That's the second thing you worry about, because it doesn't matter what microtransactions your game does or doesn't have. If the shit is not fun, you're not gonna make money off of it, period. So who gives a fuck?
This. Any new missions and other bigger content will be free to all players. This is a pretty damn big deal here, and maybe it will help make this...
They're not nickel and diming people. All you gotta do is pay the price of the game. So as the price for the game drops, the game becomes more and more valuable. Because, think about it like this. If this game has 100 hours of content, if this game has 20 hours worth of content for $70, and as time goes on, it gets more and more and more hours of content, and that 40 hours turns into 100 hours, as the game drops, it gets more valuable, which, I mean, low-key could be a bad thing for day one buyers, but it's a good thing for the players overall, because that means you're going to constantly be getting content and you're going to be constantly fed. Oh,
long term, but if cosmetics alone could keep this game's post-launch support afloat for a while, that would be impressive. And yeah, I think by the fact that this is a third-person game, cosmetics should be super popular with this one. But there,
true.
I'll tell you what, I have not been this excited for a game in quite some time. Space Marine 2 is looking legit so far.
Same here.
There are some concerns, and again, be careful about pre-ordering. We'll see how the stability goes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pre-order. I'm gonna wait till the first day.
By their history, seems to know what they're doing. In this,
I'm gonna let all the YouTubers and stuff like that, like him. Okay, now the fucking explosion sound plays. I'm gonna let all the YouTubers and stuff like him risk their computers playing this day one, and if I see this is fire, I'm gonna go to GameStop or wherever the fuck I can find it and buy that bitch. Actually, I might go to Best Buy. Fuck GameStop.
For this developer. We'll have to see how this pans out, but I'll keep you guys up to date on all things Space Marine 2. Look out for more news and updates here at Overworld Games, and I will see you all next time. Take care.
Okay, so that looks pretty good. That looks pretty darn good. Okay, so now that I know that, everything here is all cosmetics. All cosmetics. All of this stuff, the champion cosmetic weapon skin pack, these are all cosmetics. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. They're only charging this feels like a game made by game developers that actually play games, and the board above them actually understand that game developers are artists. Cause like, one thing a lot of these old farts in these offices don't understand is that gaming has its own culture. A lot of them, like I always say, a lot of them see things like Fortnite and 2K print money, and they go, ooh, we want one of those, and they don't understand the gears and the cogs and the works that go behind it. Like, you're more likely to get your money back making a game like this than making a game with a bumfuck franchise that you nickel and dime everybody for. So yeah, so far this is the first bad thing I've seen about Space Marines, but it's still looking good. It's still looking up. I see more positive than negatives like personally, and like my number one thing when it comes to games, even if you lack content and you promise content down the road, as long as the fucking game works and the game is fun, people will play it and give it a chance. All around W's. And in the free lifetime DLC updates and stuff like that, all you gotta do is buy the game once, and the only time you have to pay and give like a donation, as bro said, if you like the game that much, is cosmetics. I love to see it. But there's still a lot of unlockable stuff. Again, clap it up. I love to see it. Techland removing Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition from sale after... Oh, I heard about that. So before I comment on this, I'm going to read the article a bit. But just off this title alone, it seems devious. But let's see. Techland is removing... Okay, bro. After promising anyone who owns it will gain access to Dying Light, the blah 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 for free. So does